Hey, Cancer. Your Capricorn season reading. We have been undergoing the energy of the Cancer full moon. Before we get started, all information to work with me one-on-one is below, as well as the extended version to this reading, which will be in the first link below on Patreon. Give it about 24 to 40 hours for that to upload after this initial reading comes out. So if it's not there right away, just check back for it. You can take a look at a few of the other extended readings I have done just in the previous few days. I let out last December, a few of the December readings, if you want to take a look at that. All right, Capricorn season. You know what I was thinking about? Excuse me. How all the cardinal signs. And this is not by any means me saying that Capricorns have it easy. It's not. But if you take a look at Capricorn, Cancer, Aries, and Libra, the most stable is Capricorn. Cardinal signs are, you can be kind of unhinged at times. What did we talk about last month? Detachment, non-attachment. So this month, it seems to be heading right into the theme. This Nine of Cups. This energy that we talked a lot about last month is exiting, yet rounding out the year if you celebrate. The Seven of Cups. We're going to get a few cards out before, okay. Seven of Pentacles. The sevens and eights are very similar to me. So those are the two that I get. I always have like some kind of like dyslexia with something. It's weird, like even certain things. And in tarot, it's the 7 and the 8 cards that I have to make sure it's 7 or 8. So 7 to 7, doubles. I think you know what's stopping you from in whatever area or arena that you're stuck in, but it's not what you think. And I know that's unusual, right? But it's true. The Ace of Swords out next. So what Capricorn season is revealing in plain sight is it's not the physical investment that you're detaching from. It's the emotional. It's the idea. It's the amount of time that you spent thinking about something. And as it does, it shows up in your life, or the way a lot of things work, especially if we're talking like manifestation purposes. When you want something so bad, then you get it and then you don't really want it anymore. Or you already have too much and you don't know what to do with it and more is coming, which isn't a terrible problem to have, right? This just so happens to be the maybe last place that you wanted to cut things out of your life. You know, when it's that thing you know it is, but you want to try all these different things, or you know, when you know something's true, but then you ask a bunch of people just to come back to what you already know, right? It's like your first choice is always the best choice, right? And then you just find that out through having all your other choices. What's showing is something's outdated. Something, has I'll tell you about this in a second. The reason why my throat is so raspy is because I had a little bit of altercation with my mother. And as you guys know, being the mother of the zodiac, right? You might have these conversations with everybody in your life. But when you're a Libra and your mother's a Libra, that's not the case. So these hard things for you, what's hard for you is not what's hard for others. And vice versa. And what you're seeing here is that what's hard for you is that you can't let go of whatever control you have over a certain idea. The idea being implemented as long as you see it, regardless if it's actually happening, as long as you see it, that seems to be proof enough. There's some things that are outdated. And maybe you're realizing that you, in order to follow through, it's kind of like a similar thing, not the same, but the similar. What I talked about with Capricorn is that what Cancer always does, and the Cancer full moon will reveal, are the issues with your mother, but you're in your father's season. So you're like, oh, I can't win. Either way, something needs to be done. Either way, action needs to be taken. Either way, emotions are going to be had. And in true fashion, you don't want to give up anything that you have. You're like, but I did this. Like, this is what I created. You have to go through your own process of letting go within yourself first, within your mind, within, like, she's not a Cancer, but I know people who make art and they want to sit with their art until they give it away. I do the same thing. I want to sit with it for a second, appreciate it, and then give it away. Give it to whomever it belongs to, right? Who it's been made for. Well, if you put that in the context of yourself, a plan, and something is being made for you. And you're like, this is all we've talked about in 8 minutes. No, this is a lot. You don't really, like we always say, you don't really like to talk. So I'm trying to find my flow with you. Now that I'm easier, with more ease in front of the camera. Has it been easy? No. Right? It's just not. It's not something I was always used to. It's something I had to become used to. Insecurities. That's what may be stopping you. And it looks like there are people who want to stop you as well for some reason. I think what this is clearing up for you is this. So the reason why this is coming up is because this sword wants to clear out all these people in your life. There's some people that are hanging on and making it really hard for you, which in turn you're choosing it, so you have to now see that it's your choice now. Making it hard for you to do what you really need to do in your life. You can now have the confidence to move on. If you're wondering if it feels abrupt or, what's the word, impulsive, Cancer, it may feel impulsive. We're going to backtrack here. We're going to start here and work our way back. If it feels impulsive to you, it's because you're uprooting something very significant in your life. You make magic happen. And all I hope for is that you make it happen for you. So that you can be the most you. Sorry, I was just looking at a few things. Never try to rush, right? So The reason why whatever you're moving on from now, whatever you're clearing up space about, whatever you thought it was, right? Like we said in the beginning, you may have thought it was an idea that you're holding on to, a belief that you're holding on to, but it's physical, actual, in real time people or things or an art. If you are someone that's an artist or more creative brained, or someone who just has had always had a multi-talented person, many skills, use them in different ways all throughout your life, right? And moving on, especially if you're good at something and did well or got any recognition for it, not all of the three, but any of those three, it can be hard to move on sometimes if that's where you're putting your security. You're putting in other people's hands. If you find that is happening, it's okay. What's being given now is that the more that you let go of whatever you're emotionally invested in, especially ideas, or whatever is attached to it, actually has to do with possibly a few people in your life who are wanting your attention or trying to fight for your attention, or constantly, there's this constant like push, and you might not even know them that well, whatever it is, or you do, and it just never clicked, whether it's a friendship or it's people. Now that you're clearing the space, there's so many people who see your confidence and see your potential, and they want to show up for you. And of course, you can be mistrusting of that, right? And it's really important that you find the confidence to continue and not allow whomever is seeing you to, this is you, whoever is deciding to see you now, shift your energy or shift your emotions. It can be hard if it's the closest people to you. It can be hard if it's even your own mother or father. We are in that time. The reason why it can feel like aggressive or impulsive is because it's actually been showing up for a while, but you've been thinking it's something else. You've been conflating the idea and putting your emotions into that with actually doing what's best for you. And maybe it is important to do those things and take action on where you've spent your mental energy and your emotions. But when you do that and people walk into your life, how does it change possibly how you are? It's great to get recognition, of course. It's really important to get the support you need, of course. But why let people closer to you, no matter what you've done, what they've done, why let people get closer to you when you're finally free? Why give people, in other words, taking back your power, why give people that opportunity? It looks like you most likely want nothing to do with these people, and this head fell at last, and in true temperance fashion, you feel the power in your freedom right now. And that's where, if you focus that energy there, your discipline, all your love and your thoughtful attention, all that you give into that, then you'll really notice who's actually supportive, who's there, who you can rely on, who you want to rely on. Like also you choosing that as well. Not just letting the times, the amount of success, the amount, like, it's not even that you're outwardly, quote unquote, even more successful right now. It's just how your energy is being unlocked. It's how you're exuding your energy. Maybe people are mistaking it for sexual energy, but it's really this creative dam that has been released after maybe a while. Can be in other areas. And you're just not even thinking about wasting it on these people who've been kind of iffy or impulsive or not really know. And now that they think they know, you're like, well, it's not even like you're overthinking it either. That's the beauty. It's like, well, now I'm a thought, right? Like now you're thinking, okay. You don't even really, you just kind of keep it moving. But then you're up against this feeling and this pattern that's shifting, and all of a sudden you feel, you may have this moment of like, oh, did I do the wrong thing? You may like run into that, right? We're in the Mercury retrograde, right? In Capricorn, and they are ones to think things through. They're not an air sign, but they will think a lot. But then once they're done, and they're going to move forward until it comes up again. That's the way, right? Beautiful way of that. You find that you need to regulate your emotions, and the way that you do that is through trusting yourself, trusting this moment, trusting that this has been there. And in order to connect with and put energy into these ideas and what's new and what's real in your life right now and what you're moving forward from, you need to have level. You can have your feelings and expressions in a safe space, of course, do your best, but like, that's all I can ever say. But that's what will bring you to that very level space and realize that this is where you make decisions from. And being impulsive is not the same thing as something giving you energy. Being impulsive is not thinking of consequences, and we're in the season of that. Capricorn also likes to be impulsive sometimes, so that is going to come up. And so what you're going to notice is, do I go that way or do I go this way? And you're going to choose, of course. And I guess the only thing I have to say is just be confident about which way you choose. And we'll get more into that into the second part. All information is below, Cancer. We'll see you there.